All right, folks, let's return to that breaking news out of the United States because the director of the U.S. Secret Service has resigned. Kimberly Cheatle's resignation follows intense pressure and scrutiny over the service's inability to prevent that assassination attempt on Donald Trump at a Pennsylvania rally earlier this month. Now, Cheatle testified before Congress yesterday, admitting failure. Reporter Nick Harper is on the story for us from Washington, and he joins us now live. Nick, does this come as a surprise at all?
Natasha, I think in many ways, although nothing is certain in the world of politics, there was an air of inevitability about all of this. The writing, I think, has been on the wall ever since that attempted assassination of Donald Trump just over a week and a half ago, because since then, there have been calls that have got louder and louder from both sides, Republicans and Democrats, calling on Kimberly Cheatle to step down. She has resisted those calls throughout, but has now finally given in to that pressure. I just want to read a bit of the statement that she put out a short while ago. She said, "In light of recent events, it is with a heavy heart that I have made the difficult decision to step down as your director. The Secret Service's solemn mission is to protect our nation's leaders, and we fell short on that mission. As your director, I take full responsibility for the security lapse." Now this, of course, coming just a day after a very combative hearing on Capitol Hill. She was in front of a House committee, the Oversight Committee, facing questions from lawmakers, and both Republicans and Democrats again called on her to resign and again were pushing for answers. Let's listen to a little bit of what she had to say during that hearing.
Let's start with the building that the shooter used to shoot President Trump from. At any point Saturday, did the Secret Service have an agent on top of that roof?
Sir, I'm sure, as you can imagine, that we are just 9 days out from this incident, and there's still an ongoing investigation. And so I want to make sure that any information that we are providing to you is factual.
You can't, okay. Why did the Secret Service not, can you answer why the Secret Service didn't place a single agent on the roof?
We are still looking into the advanced process and the decisions that were made.
Okay. Wasn't that building within the perimeter that should be secured? Do we agree with that?
The building was outside of the perimeter on the day of the visit. But again, that is one of the things that during the investigation we want to take a look at and determine whether or not other decisions should have been made.
So answering where she could, but in many ways dodging many of the questions that came at her, and that infuriated some of the lawmakers. One of them even swore at her during the course of that hearing. Now, one of her most vocal critics over the last 10 days has been Republican House Speaker Mike Johnson. Let's hear his reaction to the news.
Our reaction, the immediate reaction to her resignation, is that it is overdue. She should have done this at least a week ago. I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see that she has heeded the call of both Republicans and Democrats. Now we have to pick up the pieces. We have to rebuild the American people's faith and trust in the Secret Service as an agency.
Now, Cheatle said during that hearing yesterday that what happened at that rally in Pennsylvania was the Secret Service's most significant operational failure in its history. Obviously now she has fallen on her sword, admitting responsibility, but also saying that she cannot remain as director as a result of what happened.
Nick, now that Cheatle is gone, what happens next?
Well, there is incredible scrutiny on the Secret Service and the job that they do, because they are meant to protect the president, the vice president, presidential candidates like Donald Trump, but also other high-profile members of government. That just didn't happen on Saturday last during that rally when a gunman was able to get close enough to fire a shot at Donald Trump. So as Mike Johnson said there is now this period, I guess, of having to rebuild trust in the agency. We know that they have ramped up security significantly for all of the high-profile politicians, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, as a result of what happened. But there is always that question at the back of everyone's minds, is it enough? Are they able to foresee any potential threats and act in a way that makes sure we don't see a repeat of what happened then. Joe Biden has just put out a statement in the last 20 minutes or so. He has praised Cheatle for her decades of public service, and he says that it takes incredible integrity to take full responsibility for what happened. We know there are still reviews, investigations as to what happened at the rally. One of them, an independent review, won't be finalized for about another 2 months. So some of the unanswered questions, I think, are going to remain unanswered for some time to come.
Reporter Nick Harper in Washington. Thank you, Nick.